But when we first saw Cavalcante, he was like, it was a mugshot with a short beard, short hair, and we got that up-close personal look, and that's kind of what we were all looking for on day one. We're at day 13 now. But then days into the search on the deer cam, we saw a different Cavalcante. You know, he had really big hair, like it was really long, and his beard looked a lot longer, looked like a totally different guy. And then even a few more days later, when he's caught on a ring cam, well, now he's completely shaven, and it's hard to tell what's happening with his hair because he's got a lime green hoodie on and a ball cap, and whether he's cut his hair or shaved his hair or he's just got it all pulled back tight with an elastic, don't know that. But we built a photo board, and as we continue to watch our live, developing story, I do want to put the photo board up for you just to show you there's so many different looks of this escapee. You know, the short beard, the longer beard, the very long hair with the white T-shirt in the middle. And there he's shirtless on the right, and I think he's got the long hair pulled back, but he's still got the beard. And then on the far right, he's got the hoodie and the ball cap that he stole, and he's completely shaven. He looks like an entirely different person. It's just really hard for investigators and for residents to try to get a handle on who it is they're exactly looking for. I want to show you a couple of other manhunts, too, where this was a real problem. Sean Miller. Sean Miller was a Massachusetts fugitive accused of heroin distribution, street gang. He was disguised as an old man. Do we have the images up there? We want to show. This was how Sean Miller was able to stay out there. That's him on the left, and that's him with an old man mask. And it's so realistic looking. That's how Sean Miller was able to stay out. He also had $10,000 on him, and as he came out of his mom's house, the deputies wondered about the way he walked. And then, of course, the money was a total giveaway. Caitlin Armstrong is a Texas fugitive. They think she probably had plastic surgery and had a nose job. And that's how she was able to stay on the run in Costa Rica. There she is on the left, and there she is on the right. Brian Laundrie, you'll remember Gabby Petito's killer in 2021. It was believed that he changed his appearance, too, shaving his beard. Look at all these looks. As they're searching for him, they have to kind of think about how different the guy in the far right bottom corner looks to the guy on the top middle. Totally different person. And then Richard Matt and David Sweat were the two Dannemora escapees, 10 days on the run in 2015. The photos that police put out of the fugitives showed what they might look like with beards, and then what they might look like also, with shaggier hair, too. They were very different. They did not fare well on theirs. They were only out 10 days. I want to bring in Gil Zamora, if I can, right now. He's a retired forensic artist whose sketches have led to hundreds of suspect identifications. He's also the author of the Mindful Interview Method, and he's a criminal justice lecturer at San Jose State University. Gil, this is incredible. How is it that investigators are supposed to really know who they're looking for, and how do you bring your talent into helping them?
Well, actually, that's a really good question. And what usually happens is that we want to keep the case alive. Investigators want to make sure that the information about the suspect that's missing, that are looking for him, that they are able to offer that image to kind of create buzz, to create interest. And many times agencies will put out the mugshot, but then start looking at different photos, or ask someone like me, a forensic artist, to come out and create a sketch based on open source imagery that we have.
And you created this today, Gil?
Yeah, I did. I created it based on looking at what we had. And the reason I didn't show the hoodie on top and his cap is that we already have photographs of him in that state. So there really is no reason to do that. And more importantly, this is just another image that can be used by law enforcement and to remind community members that maybe this person could look like this. And it just keeps the case alive and allowing people to look at this person in another way.
What about bleach? I mean, if he's got this short hair now, how much different would he look if he were to bleach his hair?
Well, it would be something definitely different and unique about him. That's not something that I believe that is out there in the description of the suspect. That reminds me of a case that I did where the suspect was, we were looking for him. He had bleached, spiky hair. He had committed 11 robberies. And once he found out the sketch was out with the bleach blonde hair, he went ahead and dyed his hair black so that he could evade police. But eventually he did get caught.
Well, it's you know, you look at that photo board, and it's remarkable how different he can look without even starting with glasses and hats and that incredible old man mask that Sean Miller used to you know, disguise himself. Gil Zamora, thank you. I'm going to call on you as we continue to cover this story, and I may ask you to, you know, create any other images you can. Author of The Mindful Interview Method, Gil Zamora, thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.